Okay, so the first one, you just divide it by 10. It does show Callum off again, because he said it right in the first recording. He says the numbers shift down by 1. The effect of that, if you're just going to move decimal point, is that moves back 1. Okay, so 784. Primary school teachers always go just remove the 0. Okay, and that's when year 8, the little baby year 8, the bottom set lot, when they had their go, that's why they understood the first time. And then when we started giving numbers with just like 6 on the end, they couldn't do that. So they really need to understand the mathematics behind it. As Declan said, we just divide it by 10. Okay? Find 1% then. Can anybody say the way Declan did? He said divide by 10 for 10%. Callum, what do you think for 1%? What do you think?
Divide by 100.
Correct. Divide by 100. Same method where it moves 2 places. So 1, 2. 2.5, so £2.50. If you've not put £2.50, you're not showing your skills off. You've got 2.5. It makes me think you don't quite get it because you don't understand that 2.5 in pounds, £2.50. Okay. Next one. 1 mark each. They're very simple. Those ones. 26%. I'm looking for pieces of percentages to be added together, so chunks to be added. What have you got going on?
5 out of 10%, which is 40 times that by 2. 20% is 80, and 5% is half of 40, is 20. You 1% is in 4.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I know it's got room for me.
So 2 10%, so 5% or 1%. I'm going to do it a bit quicker than that, but that'll still work out. If you've got the right answer, that's good. Beth? Yeah, that's the way I'm going to do it. 25% and 1%. 25%. How do you do that? We've not discussed this ever. Half and half again, divided by 4, both the same idea. So 25% is 100. Is that right?
Yeah.
1%, that was in the previous question, is 4. So what's that? Okay, let's break down the marks. 1 mark for the broken down piece. You get 2 marks of 104. But if you've got these wrong, if I can see you've added these numbers together at any point to make it up to whatever you've got, then I'll give you the mark for adding. Yes. I'm not getting rid of this video. Now, dead easy. 2 marks for that. Right, 90%. How are you going to find 90%? Remember, I'm trying to be efficient. I don't want to do too much that might go wrong with decimal. Good. Find 10% and take away from what you've got. 10% is 60. So 600 take away 60 is 540 pounds. Okay.
Is that 2 marks?
2 marks again because you have to find the pieces. Colour.
Because we've also things with secondary by name.
Any method you've done, and if you've got 540, I don't care. Yeah, that's still right. I'm just trying to be efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, if you got the adding bit, but you get the answer wrong.
Got mark.
Well, no, it's the one.
Okay. Right then, this one. Finally get to reach with the calculator. Some of you stuck without using the calculator. Tom in the other year 9 group, he did everything without a calculator, okay? And it really made him take his time and he got most of it wrong. It took him too long and he was overcomplicating things. Calculator's there for a reason. Time and time again you'll get slated because you have the use of this tool. Okay, so why don't you use it to your advantage? You're going to get told that you always use it anyway, so use it when you can. Because we do more complicated maths than they will at school. Okay, write them. 27% off. How do I write this in terms of using a calculator? Ethan?
So you do 27 over 100. Equals 0.27. And times it by 2, or 2,540.
Now, I thought Ethan was going to go down the route where I showed you how the young students do it, where it's 2700 times by 2540, which is what you're doing anyway, but he changed it to a multiplier, which is nice. I like to see the multipliers in use. Okay, what was that, Ethan, when you did it?
I got 689.8.
Wait, 8, and as it's money, we'll make that 80, yeah? Okay?
Sure.
Yes.
I did the working out the same as 3A.
Okay, did you get the right answer?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I
Okay?
get the working out like
Yeah, of course you do, yeah. This one, by the way, is only 1 mark though, so it still gets just 1 mark. Because it's just simply push it in the calculator and it gives you the mark. Okay, so we do use calculators, but you're not getting a lot of credit for the use of it. Okay, there's no advantage in terms of getting more marks. Right then. Next one. Can anyone explain the difference, or is there a difference? Tom?
It's just a bit more complicated because it says 12.4%.
When you've got that thing in your hand, does it make a difference to you?
No.
When you've got the calculator in your hand, does it make any difference to you? No. There's no difference at all. Decimals doesn't mean a thing. Okay? Just means you do the same thing. Now I like this, what Ethan said, how he's establishing his multiplier, so I might do that again. So we divide by 100, we know it's going to bounce that way twice, so 0.124. Those students who aren't happy with decimals, I don't mind speaking to people who are not looking and paying attention, I don't care, remember. It's only going to show your behaviour, not mine. That, to some people, looks bigger than this number. They think 0.2 will probably give you less percentage than the other one. Any reasons? No one?
Because it seems it's got 3 significant figures.
Correct. I'll add I said significant figures just to get that in there on the little video there. Okay, they think the length of a decimal means anything about the size. It doesn't, does it? It's the first number at the front. Okay? Right then, times that by 3005. 3005. What's the answer to that then? You've got the calculator, Declan?
372.16 pounds.
3762.
No, 2.62.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Very standard, very easy, okay? And still, what the A4s did. Okay, so if you look at their video, this is on there. Okay, so I expect you all to get full marks. Just 1 mark, you only find a simple percentage. So far, we've got 1, 2, 6, 8 marks so far. Okay, did anyone drop a mark? What for?
I put the decimal point in the wrong column.
Scary person. Anybody else? Yes, what did you lose it for?
And
You didn't do it.
I don't know.
You didn't know how to find that percentage. Were you here when we did it?
No.
That's what happens when you don't attend. Your maths goes down. Right then. Next one. Multipliers for increasing. Okay. What's the multiplier to increase something by 14%? Same students. Kieran.
1 point something.
1 point some. Definitely 1 point something.
Oh, did you mean it? Like
For this specific question, yeah.
1.14.
Yeah, 1.14. So if we times 400 by 1.14, if I see 1.14, 1 mark, and then obviously doing the multiplying bit and getting your answer is a second mark. What's the answer? Yes? You can explain how you've done it after this one. Have you figured it out and added it back on? Have you figured it out simply and then added it on? Okay. Yeah. Bang on. Courtney, did you get it right? Yeah, then give yourself some marks, but I'm looking at multipliers.
Is that 1
If you've got, that's 2 marks. If you've got 4, 5, 6, you're going to get 2 marks, okay, regardless of technique, but that's the technique we're doing. Boys, listen to what I just said. If you've got 4, 5, 6, 2 marks, regardless of your technique. Okay? So listen to what I'm saying and should reveal what we're doing. Now, decrease to 22%. Explain it for me, please. So it's going to be on this video, so when you're looking at it, if you need to do it at home, it's going to explain to somebody what to do. Explain it carefully, quite loud as well, because you're quite far away from the microphone. It can pick me up all right, but those over there didn't come up very well. Right.
You're going to find out 22% decrease and it's going to be 0.78 as you take in 22 away.
How'd you get 0.78? Completely right.
22 away from 100 because 100% is.
Yeah, good, I like it.
And then you just times that by 800, so you're working out 22%, which is 624.
Okay, so you worked out as multiplier 0.78. Again, those students who didn't use a multiplier, which I'm looking for, if you've got the right answer, give yourself 2 marks. But I'm looking for you to improve from the baby technique, which is figuring out simple percentage, and using what people in the real world use in terms of technical world, not like real world and non-technical maths, is multipliers. Okay, what did you say that's all again?
625 meters.
Questions relating to this only. Okay, I don't want to discuss your technique. If you've got my answer, don't waste any time. Okay, right in. 2 for both of these. 1 mark for seeing the multiplier, those who did my way, 1 mark for actually doing it, those who've made a combination of things. The baby way is to figure it out and then add it back on. Figure it out and take it off, that's the baby way. Okay? we need to advance our techniques and understand what multipliers do. Okay, this one is multipliers. So if you haven't done it this way, don't tell me I haven't done it this way, do it next time. Okay, so we already know how to do an increase. It's 1 point something as Kieran said, so we're going to do 400 times 1.07, but that would only be 1 year. How would I affect this calculation to make it for 4 years? Chloe? Well done. And that's an instant calculation, much better than doing a repeated calculation. It's very accurate and very quick. Any answers, please? 524.32. Good. It should be 2 decimal places. You round it correctly, you lot?
Yeah.
Why is it always 2 decimal places in this scenario? Yes? Money. Okay, what is the total interest earned? By the way, this one, in a normal exam, you're going to get lots of marks for that, okay? Almost as much as a Socotoa question, like 3 or 4 marks, okay? Because they're analysing different things. You get a mark for doing the times in phase, a mark for the multiplier, and a mark for the power, okay? And maybe a mark for the rounding. So 3 or 4 marks, that is massive, okay? That's a lot of marks. All that work we did on trigonometry, you get it for the same steps as that, okay? Total interest earned, how do we do that? Yes? How do we do that?
Oh, right, sorry.
Is that the technique? We just write 124? See that work?
You're working out as far as the exact number, you have 5 years of the interest of 7%, and from 400 you've got to 525, so 525 take away 400.
That's a bit haunted right there. You just went like from the both extremes, like no information and everything. Not like, at least you got a broad knowledge there, yeah? Take the original amount off. So 124.32. If you manage to get this wrong, well, you still took 400 away, and whatever the difference is, if it's the right difference, regardless of being sensible at the start, you'll still get the mark for taking 400 off. Okay, it's 1 mark there. We'll have this one at the top as a 3-mark question. 1 for the multiplier, 1 for the power, 1 for the answer. If you've done repeated steps and got the right answer, you still get 3 marks on this one. This is just a single mark. Okay. Right, I'm going to have to get busy because I want you to get enough time to do it. I'll mark it before I see you next time. Okay, just get that one quickly. Right then, reverse percentage. The thing that I ask other people, they think they're mathematically minded and they get it wrong because they don't think carefully enough about what is in front of them. Okay, now, a car was reduced by 22% and it's now worth £6,400. What was the original price? So I'm going to show you the way I showed you in class. Something I don't know, times by what? What would it be times by to reduce it by 22%? Yes? Pardon? I will be using 78, but I won't be times by 78% as such. The way he's saying it, I'm not sure what you mean by that, okay? Because 78%, it does translate into the right number, but what you said doesn't make sense really. What would they have multiplied? What would the multiplier be then? You could go from that bit. To reduce something by 22%, should we let you go? Go on.
Would you times it by 0.7?
Good. Now that makes more sense because you know you reduced it by 22%. Okay, you're not got any confusion there. So that would reduce it by 22%, and that gives us 6400. If I see 0.78 anywhere, give yourself a mark. Anywhere. Okay. I can see Joe taking notes down. Good. You should be doing that. Anybody who's not taking notes where you got it wrong, why are you even listening? Okay. You should be improving. Now, this thing I don't know times by something equals that. So if I get rid of this multiplier and balance the equation to the side, what's the opposite of doing a multiplication? Divided. So 6,400 divided by 0.78 will give us the original value. What's the original value? Can you say again, please? Okay, so straight away, how am I analysing that answer to see if it's close or not? What do you reckon I'm doing? I'm not working out 22% and taking it away.
Would you times...
No, much more simple than that. I'm looking at my answer, I'm trying to see if it's a sensible answer, because sometimes we get answers that aren't sensible and we don't even recognise it. Yeah?
It's above 6,400.
Done. Is it above it? It should be, because it's gone down in price originally, hasn't it?
And it's not mild.
This has gone up by 22%. So something we don't know times by 1.22 equals this 112,000, okay, which is kind of a sort of semi-detached in Grimsby really. That's kind of what you're looking at there. Going up by 22%. Houses used to do that before the recession. Houses used to go up by massive amounts, okay, but now they just sort of steadily come down, okay. Right then, same effect, something we don't know times by that, so the something we don't know equals the new price divided by the multiplier. Hopefully it gives us a smaller amount. Anyone got it? If you haven't, just put it in your calculator, it doesn't take long. Tom? 803.28. Are you trying to speak quietly, Tom, so you can't get heard on the video, Tom? Yeah, so perfect, that's 3 times. Right ahead. Now, who am I to say about clarity, yeah? Who am I? Now, that's okay, that's alright, that is reverse percentage. Now, I'm tempted to set the assessment for homework, okay? And we'll be going through it on the next lesson because it's taken a long time. I didn't anticipate it. It's maybe because I'm trying to record it and do it slowly, but I did expect us to be able to get through both. Okay, right then. I want to invest money to make it grow. Believe it or not, you don't invest it to get rid of it. I've got 3,000 to invest. I've chosen an investment that will pay me 8.5% per annum per year. So every year I'll get 8.5% added back on. If I don't withdraw it, I'll get that money. If I try and touch it, okay, if I try and alter that money in any way, I won't get the money. Okay, some bonus savings account, if you try and touch your money, they won't give you a special rate, they'll give you a flat rate, a really low rate, okay? Because they want your money guaranteed in their bank, okay, so they can do whatever they want with it, to invest it wherever they see fit, okay, stocks or whatever. How many years will it need to be invested to reach 4,500? Okay, give me some strategies. I've only got 2 hands. Okay, you've never seen this question. You've never seen how to present this question clearly at all. So I'm looking for what you've made of it. Declan, loads of people probably had it in their mouth as well. Ulcers tomorrow, I think, for you. Okay, Luke?
I pretty much choose trial and improvement.
Improvement, not error, yeah?
And firstly I did £3,000 1.085 and that was marvellous.
Okay, now, can anyone analyse what you've done there? What's he done there by just doing that simple calculation? What's the first thing he's done? What's he worked out there? Sam?
How much do you get for the first year?
How much do we get for the first year? Correct. How did you change it?
Well, I just did it to the power of 2.
So, by the way, this is a perfect response if we say the way we're doing now. That would be some value, which is probably too low, is it?
Yeah.
So then you change the power. Can anyone explain why you bothered to do that? Why would you change the power of the multiplier? What does that give you now? Kieran?
The money you get after 2 years.
Yes, so that's your balance after 2 years. That's obviously going to be too low because it's carried on. Keep going then.
I just did the same until it got to the power of 9.
Alright, so he kept going, changing the power, which is not difficult at all, doesn't take you very long. So you reckon the power of 3 was too small?
Yeah.
I know some of you just straight away put 1.85 times 10 to the power times to the power of 5. I know you've done that. Okay, this is just showing the process of getting up there. Jemima, what did that give you? The last one? I was going to sit with Jemima there, look, I made her make a comment on this. Appreciate that though. 10. Did you make, I asked you to make a comment, what did you say? Too far off. Now, that's a good explanation of what you did. Now, let's pretend, which is not true, Jemima just told you that this is closer than when you did it to the power of 4. So 4 years was not even close. Let's imagine that for 4 years it was £4,499. That's dead close, isn't it? Okay? And the next year would be loads more than what I wanted. Which year do you think I'd still go with? Let's say I owe it to some shark loans. I'm £1 short. how many years do you think I would invest it for? Thinking about my kneecaps very carefully. Yes.
And you see multipliers because the kids have actually already hit it, so it's like up to 4 years so you can kind of got to the
Correct. Even though it was dead close, it's not about closeness, which I'm trying to point out. It's about you've got to reach that target and then you stop. Okay. Some people might say, yes, it's over, but I've reached the target at least. Okay. So that is just simple to do, and it looks complicated to other people. I don't know what's going on, but straight away you'd have to say 5 years separately somewhere else. And if you haven't, you still get your credit for seeing the power of 5, but make the point that you put 5 years. Yes. We will give this. If I can see 1.085, if I can see 5 years as a separate individual answer on its own, 2, and if I can see some evidence of a trial, some sort, you don't have to do all 5, but something that shows me it's changing as a response to your answer, we'll give it 3. It's probably like a 4-mark question in the end in a real exam. Tom?
That one you just keep on going up until you reach the...
Correct, you just change the power, and that's so easy because you press backspace and it gets rid of it and you get nil. Yes?
How much maths is this?
First one. This one, that's 2, and that was 2 there. They're both 2. Okay, yes?
So I think differently, I could do 3,000 times 0.085, which gets 255, and then divided 1,500 by 255, because that was 2,500.
Okay.
And that gave me 5.8.
Okay, the problem with that one is that you're not taking a change each year. You're sticking with 3,000 as initial starting point. Does that make sense? That's the change each year. I'll give you 1 mark, okay? Because your answer would have said 5 point something, yeah? Okay? And sometimes if you put the answer on that sort of basis, you still get some credit. Okay, now, year 9. I need you to be nice and quiet. So we need to decide what we're going to do. Now, I don't want to waste too much time